Welcome to Trans Fabulous. My name is Sasja Sÿdek, and I'm the co-founder of Trans Sisters United and also Trans Pride March Melbourne, the familiar voice at 3CR, the show Queering the Air, and also the board member of TransFam to end violence against trans women. I have a very special guest today. It's my mother, Mama Latoya. But before I start, I would like to acknowledge that this event and all of the work that we undertake as a crew happens on the stolen land. We wish to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation and the traditional custodians of this land we call now Melbourne. We pay respect to their elders past, present, and emerging. Always was and always will be Aboriginal land. We also would like to extend our respect to our trans elders past and present. Mama Latoya is a proud trans woman of color who has been living in now Melbourne for over 30 years. Latoya is an elder for the Samoan Fa'afafine Community here in now Melbourne. Latoya is a huge advocate for the LGBTQIA Pacifica people, especially for trans women. She is currently working for Star Health as a community engagement worker for COVID-19 team and a community health educator for H2H, Hustling to Health, a drop-in center for sex street-based work, also known as RED. She was the secretary and advisor for Pacifique X, a Pacifica LGBTQIA community in Melbourne now. Latoya was one of the 4 panelists on the Evening with the Trans Elders Victoria by Trans Sisters United last year on Trans Awareness Week. Latoya was recently being honored alongside Uncle Jack Charles by Samuel Gaskin at his performance at Victoria Pride Street Festival 2023. Latoya is also that familiar voice and the producer on the radio show PX Whanau at 3CR. Welcome, Latoya.
Talofa lava.
Yes,
Sasha.
thank you. Thank you for being on our show because you're trans fabulous.
Thank you for having me, my darling.
It was so hard to get you on here. Oh my God, you're such a busy lady.
I am.
You're famous too now.
Shh, not famous. I'm not famous. I'm just me.
I'm just very proud to be her daughter because in a trans community we always have the mother, and I'm finally found mother here in Melbourne. I have one back in Singapore, but when I came here I never had one, so I'm so glad that you adopted me.
Thank you for also being my daughter. It's lovely to have children. You can never have enough.
And by the way, we are wearing our traditional outfit, my traditional outfit. This is the kabaya. Traditionally, we call it Melayu traditional outfit. And my mama wearing kabaya for the very first time.
Yes, I'm doing it for respect for my daughter and
she's
her
wearing
family.
even that is the batik skirt. And this is the songket skirt. So yeah, thank you so much. You look very pretty. You look like Wanita Melayu. That means Malay lady.
Oh.
Wanita Melayu.
What?
Wanita
Melayu. Melayu.
Yes.
Oh,
And do you feel good in wearing this kabaya?
I do. It's similar to a Samoan pulutasi, which is similar to this, just that, it's got more leeway. As us Polynesians are curvy.
Yeah.
Not all Polynesians are curvy, but majority of us, when you get older, you are.
We were talking about just now, you've been very busy. Can we have some update what you have been doing?
I've just come back from the motherland, Samoa.
Samoa?
Yes. I went back for the first time in 12 years. I haven't been back for 12 years. And then COVID came along and, so that was also an extra holdback. So I finally went back home to Samoa to see the family. I have quite an extended family back home. And it was lovely, but I got on well in the last week of being there, but still it didn't ruin my holiday.
That's good.
As you saw all my photos and my clothes, I still smiled for the camera, but then afterwards I was like back on the couch.
Yeah. But usually when we always go back homeland, do you feel like it's a holiday or just like a mission of catching up with everybody?
It's a mission trying to catch up with everyone, and also even like when I left, I still got messages from family members says, "Oh, you never got to see me." It's just so hard.
Your mother's side?
from Samoa, but my grandmother's from American Samoa. So we had to go to American Samoa, which is a different, I mean, different country. It's all Samoan, but it's run by the US. But I'm from Samoa, where it's part of the Commonwealth.
I just learned that when you went to Samoa, and when you said
Yes.
there was American Samoa, I was a bit confused because I thought there's only one Samoa,
Yes.
and then there's American Samoa where they also use US dollars.
Yeah. Well, it's a national of the USA,
Okay.
and so they have US citizenships.
Oh, so
and
they are American Samoa belongs to America.
It's a national of
Okay,
America.
right, okay.
The USA.
But it's not that far off from
It's
Samoa.
only 30 minutes away by flight, and you're like a time traveler because you go to American Samoa and then you
yes.
gain a day. So you go back 24 hours basically.
Yeah.
And that's only on a 30-minute flight.
And what about the accent? Is there a difference
It's,
between?
it's totally American. The
Oh.
cars, the lifestyle, everything's American. And I having an English accent. They will
Yeah.
say things like, "Oh, you got an accent."
Oh, what about food though?
It's
all
Samoan.
American. It's not American influenced.
They have an influence of
Yeah.
the American stuff and all that sort of stuff, but we both speak Samoan. Just that one acknowledges being the US, and we're part of the Commonwealth, an independent country which is part of the Commonwealth.
When I got to know you, we always ask this question: why are you always so light skinned? So
Okay, so I'll fill you in.
Yes, please.
So my background is Samoan German, hence my surname Hoeg. So my father's from Hanover, Germany, and my mother's from Samoa. He moved to New Zealand in his young age. Apparently, my mother migrated to New Zealand, and they met there. So this is how we came along.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of descendants of Germans back in Samoa. There's German, Chinese, all different mixed races in Samoa, plus the Samoan population.
I learned so much when I got adopted by you. I learned so much about people of Samoa because some of them I saw they look Asian.
Yes.
And I was like, well, I'm so confused. Are they Samoan? Or and then you told me that some of them has Chinese background, Taiwanese background.
Yes.
So I learned a lot more as I get to know you a lot better. So there's a lot to learn. Sometimes people always have this stereotype, like you come from a certain place, you have to look a certain way, right? Like dark skin, being Samoa. Like when I tell people I'm from Singapore, they said like, yeah, you're not Singaporean, but where you from? I said like Singapore. I was born in Singapore. I'm a Malay, but my father is the one who a mix, half white and half Malay. So I have probably like 5% of it. That's why I'm a bit fairer as well. So yeah, it was a good trip.
It was a good trip. It was lovely to go back home after 12 years. Things have changed. Things are more way ahead. There's so much tourism at the moment.
Is there McDonald's there?
Yes, we do have
Oh,
McDonald's.
okay.
But I think they banned KFC and all that sort of stuff.
Why?
Yeah, well, I don't think, they want to introduce fast food when we are from an island where
From what I heard,
everything's
a lot of places,
organic.
even like in Asia, like islands, they do not want fast food at all.
No.
Yeah.
McDonald's
That's why
is
I
the
asked
one
you that question.
So apparently I heard in American Samoa they did have KFC and they removed it. But we have our own like chicken places.
Yeah.
DMC, I think it's called.
Okay.
Yeah, and I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
When I go home, I'm not interested in all that kind of food. I
course,
go
you can
home
get it
for
here.
the stuff that I can't get here.
Whenever we go back to our homeland, is that one of that favorite food that we're looking forward to? So which one is yours?
Mine was the raw fish. I love my raw fish.
Raw fish?
Yes,
Okay.
and-
Like sashimi?
It's sort no, it's
No.
not. It's in a coconut cream and it's got
Also,
vegetables in it.
okay, yeah.
And
it was
it's
cured into coconut cream, yeah.
and usually we use tuna, fresh fish from the ocean.
Okay.
And but my other favorite is it's called Fa'afafine, which is octopus in coconut cream, and it's baked in the oven. I mean,
Yeah.
we call it
Charcoal?
umu, which is similar to a hangi.
Ah.
It's on hot rocks, and that's my favorite.
Okay, so you get to eat that when
I
while you're there?
had that. I had
Yeah.
Fa'afafine, which is the octopus.
Yeah.
Then I had Fa'afafine, which is tin fish in coconut cream, also baked, but it's baked in the coconut shell. So I like all the stuff that you get back home, fresh off the trees, from the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Mama. So you being trans fabulous and being so busy with work, you working at Star Health, and also working with Red. So can you elaborate a bit more with what you are doing over there?
As a trans person, and especially from back in the day, employment for trans people really didn't exist. There was some that were able to get employed and they were the fortunate, the lucky ones. But for a majority of us, the judgment was straight away on it. So I was always in the sex industry. I'm a proud retired sex worker, but that paid my bills, put a roof over my head, kept me, comfortable when I needed somewhere, a safe space.
Yeah.
So I have no issue with, being ashamed of being
Why should we be ashamed if actually...
I know, but it was that stigma that
of
was
course,
also
but
it's
the 2023, and I always keep saying, like, why do you have to be ashamed of something that saved your life?
Exactly.
Right? And I find it so stupid that I used to be ashamed as well, like telling
I
people.
was too.
Yeah, because it's the people that are around you. Now that I'm just an advocate, like, why I would be ashamed of it? That money that I work, it wasn't a crime. I didn't steal money.
No.
And I work hard for my money. It pays for my education. It pays for my bills and pays for my handbags and shoes.
Yes.
So it pays for your Chanel lipstick.
I only wear $2 lipstick. Okay?
Yeah, right. Okay, Mama. So keep going.
So and then I got comfortable in the industry, and then it was also a safe space for me, where I wasn't judged. I was my own person. I was around my own, like what I call my sisterhood.
Yeah.
So it was a safe space for me. So why would I go into, when I heard of people that went into the real workforce, and allowing trans to be in the workplace, but they were still talking behind their back.
Of course.
So that's where I then felt, well, I'm not going to bother.
Yeah.
But as you get older, you don't realize that we all age, no matter what. No one is invincible from the thing called aging. And then it was like, well, I can't do this all my life. So what am I going to do?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until one of my dear friends, Bella, she told me, go and volunteer for a little bit. And I was just like, no, I don't want to do stuff for people and I don't get paid, because that's the way I felt. But then I thought, okay, I'll try it. And that's where I got this platform to, get a job, through thankful of Saha.
And from what my observation is, you are very passionate with your job and you're a very hardworking person. This is what I love about you, because you when you given a job, you're passionate about it. So thank you for your service. That was you've been helping a lot, especially the sex workers, when they need help, and there's always a reach out for them out there. Yeah.
And that's what I love. I wish we had that space when we were younger, that we could run in, have a shower, get a coffee, have something to eat, ask someone for services when they need service, like, a big issue with trans people is housing. It's an ongoing issue. So, coming to where I am, at least we can get you, on that board for getting that service.
So you also help people to get housing as well?
This is that are sex workers that are out there, but those also that have been in the sex industry. That's what we're there for.
Workers,
Yes, we're there for their services. I'm part of the Red team, so that's what we do.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people wants to know, what does outreach mean? Like, what do you do when you do outreach?
Okay, so myself and another colleague, we always got to go in couples. We'll go out and we'll just drive around the areas in St Kilda.
Okay.
Stop to any of the girls that need anything. Like
you mean the girls, like workers?
That are sex workers that are out there. Yeah. If they need a snack, some water, some supplies, may it be for the sex work or their own personal.
You also do the COVID test when the COVID outbreak was really crazy in Melbourne?
I was part of the front line for Star Health again, which was part of the COVID-19 team. And we were out in different locations, either for vaccinations. But first of all, it was testing when, COVID's first had the outbreak, and then it was vaccinations, and then we were out in the community just giving out information to businesses and the community.
And is there any fear of, when you at the front line, do you ever thought about, oh my God, this is a risk for me as well?
Well, As I have, some health issues, like chronic asthma and that. Yes, it was an issue, but it was my job to support our community out there. All the community I'm talking about, the wider community, plus our Pacific people that also get the wrong information sometimes. So it was nice to be out there and support everyone. We were all, safe with PPE and everything else, but I think we needed people out there from the wider community.
Yeah.
And having us,
Having
a couple of us
trans
there,
representation
yes,
as well.
yeah.
You are one of the trans that I know has been doing a lot with the community. And I know Latoya younger days is a different Latoya. She loves to party. I always see you in the club most of the time. So what happened to that Latoya? Do you still go out to parties?
Club scene is not my scene anymore. I have not been out for at least 20 years. I prefer to be around the sisterhood. That's what I've always been around. It's been part of I have a beautiful, big, extended family, my immediate family, and love, support everywhere. But I've always been around my sisterhood. So that's where it's really important to me be around.
I think being trans women, we live for sisterhoods because I think your time, my time as well. I mean, we didn't have like an organization that we can reach out to. Even though there was organization, it was predominantly white, and I'm pretty sure some of us in the past, like trans women of color, have reached out to them and they feel like they were not welcome.
Yeah.
So, and the words has gone around and nobody actually assessed their services. Yeah. But I think things have changed a little bit, you reckon?
Yeah, but there's a lot of work still to be, to go through, but that's just the thing which I think comes with, I'm sorry to say, being a person of color, that's what we had to go through, you know. But we are giving ourselves a platform that we are also here to be included.
Yeah.
I don't like to look too much in the past because the past is the past, and I always got to go forward, and that's the way I am now. I just like to always make sure that, especially Pacifica, LGBTIQA plus people that sometimes find it hard now because times are changing with faith and everything in our own communities, that they have a safe space.
Yes.
If they need it, looking us up and all that.
I think from what another observation, like especially with the LGBT community, especially for trans women of color, they create a space, but they welcome everyone.
Everyone.
Yeah.
You don't have
they
to
should
be
like that
X.
since day one.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you open a space and you welcome everyone instead of just a color.
Yeah. Well, look, one of my BFFs, Ria, she's Aussie, but she's one of my big sisters, so yeah. But I also love my sisters before me, like our trans before us, that have also been fighting the way for us. It's not only us now.
The other day, I've met one of the another trans fabulous, the trans elders, who are one of the founder of a trans organization here. And amazing that, I get to meet someone that is from back then in the 70s. Oh my God, I thought you're the oldest, but I've met another more older.
Hey, I'm not a dinosaur.
Isn't that what your first daughter would say, the dinosaur?
Well, yeah, the children say I am the dinosaur of the family.
I never use that word. I'm the good one.
Yeah.
Okay, Mama, let's move on. Recently, you've been honored alongside with Uncle Charles at the Pride Street Party. Yes. We want to know how you felt at that time, because they told me from day one this is going to happen, and I had to keep this secret from you for almost like 3 or 4 weeks. And that actually happened. Oh my goodness, I mean, like I got tears in my eyes. So, but what was your feeling? I didn't even know what's gonna happen. We won't have in detail, but I know that you're gonna be honored that day.
Well, still, you haven't been forgiven for keeping a secret from me, because that secret, I usually get what I want, and usually they would break, and then they would tell me. And I thought those couple of times when I really gave you I cornered you up in the corner, and you told me a different little trick. So I was very disappointed. I go, now, do I trust Sasha or do I not trust her anymore, or what she tells me? I've got to thank you that you kept that secret, because I wouldn't have been as shocked as I was.
Yeah.
Of course, I was It's very hard for me to cry because I've gone through a lot.
It's okay,
And
I cried
they
for
used
you.
to call me the cold-hearted person, but yes, it was moving. I am honoured. I know that there are a lot more, trans people in the community that have done more than what I've done, but to be selected and be honoured, of course, I'm going to take it.
Of course. But you know what? Why they chose you? Because you know what? You've been doing, not just you, there's a lot more, right?
course.
Other trans women have been doing a lot of work, and you specifically has never been acknowledged. You know, you never won awards. Some of them just do a lot of just did advocacy for only 2 years and they won awards. And you never, because you didn't do it for awards. You didn't. You didn't do it
I've always
for fame. You do
I've
it
always
because
done it for
it's
visibility and being proud being trans. I've never been ashamed of being trans. A lot of people used to say I'm so fortunate back in the day, that I'm passing. I never worried about it because I come from a different gender that we identify, and that's being Fa'afafine. So we're always proud of being Fa'afafine.
Can we explain a bit about what Fa'afafine is all about?
But
What is the word of Fa'afafine?
Fa'afafine means mannerism of a woman. It's just an umbrella term for the LGBTIQA plus in Samoa.
So it's not directed to just trans women.
No.
Okay, so it's non-binary, gender diverse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But what I've noticed being Fa'afafine, and a lot of us that wear female attire and acknowledge being female, are the ones that are always in the front line and always speaking up and always fighting for visibility. I even find that in the normal LGBTI community back in the day, who would be up the front there would be us trans people, standing up there, giving that voice out and really fighting for our rights.
I'm just so glad that you being honored that day because, like I said to my sister, I said, Mama should be acknowledged. You know, she's done a lot of work, and it's not. She didn't ask for this.
No.
Well, she never asked for this. But you know what? It's nice to see the public actually finding out who Latoya Hoeg is.
It's funny when they hear the name Latoya Hoeg, they just think it's got to be some white person. But you know, they go, oh.
But everybody knows you. I mean, like, I get a lot of message from Instagram talking about you, and they said, "Oh my God, Latoya, I've met her like ages ago. You know, we always have good relationship with you. There's nothing bad about you. They always have. You know, you've never been out and about anymore. So you know, sometimes you don't see these people anymore." When I'm very active on social media, that's why they message me. Oh my God, I miss Mama Latoya, and it's nice to see people giving good feedback about you.
Yeah,
It's
well,
really nice to talk about my mother.
Yeah, even anyone that will ask me to have a space to talk about trans and POC LGBTI people, I am there.
Yeah.
You know, I always tell you, this is the last interview. I'm retiring. I have my own personal issues that I've got to go through, health issues and all that sort of stuff. But I don't know why I keep saying yes.
But you know what? The moment she got the acknowledgement and the honor, people keep booking her nonstop.
Yeah, and I'm just so sorry you're having to turn them down. But yeah.
And Mama, talking about Fa'afafine,
Yes.
do I pronounce it right? Fa'afafine?
Fa'afafine.
Yeah, Fa'afafine. There's a pageant that I heard going around that is coming to Narrm soon, a Fa'afafine beauty pageant, and which you are involved. I just want to know a little bit, why are we creating this beauty pageant? Because I'm not really into beauty pageant, to be honest.
I have to correct you on something. It's not a beauty pageant.
It's not. So what is it called? Fa'afafine pageant?
A Miss Fa'afafine
Miss
Victoria.
Fa'afafine pageant.
No,
no pageant at all.
No, Miss Fa'afafine Victoria.
Miss Fa'afafine Victoria.
Yes.
My apologies.
Yes.
So so why is this why are you creating this competition, and what is it all about?
So back in Samoa, we do have pageants called Miss Fa'afafine Samoa, and I was honoured to watch the first one back in 1983.
Wow!
And it wasn't that long ago.
I was a baby
and actually enter in 1984. So Fa'afafine back home is their first priority is looking after family. It's always been a priority on our list. So when you come Fa'afafine, your first priority is your family. It's looking after your family and also your community. May it be in a village setting,
Yeah.
because I was from a village.
Yeah.
So I looked after my mother. She wasn't sick at the time, but but when she was diagnosed with cancer, I dropped everything, and my mother came first.
Right.
Nursing until the day she died. It was all done by not only me. I have a lot of siblings, so they also got involved too as well. But that's what we do. So we embrace both genders. We embrace being a woman, but we also have our masculine side. So you wouldn't just see me in the village washing dishes or doing the washing. Then you see me going into the plantation, collecting coconuts and carrying,
Right.
stuff back from the plantation. So it's not.
The competition. So
Okay.
yeah. So what does this competition about? How do they compete? What did they compete with?
So it's about you being center of attention on stage, but it's also about what we do for our community, telling our story about being Fa'afafine.
Okay.
And that's also
There's nothing to do with beauty
No, because
whatsoever.
we
It's
don't
about
have
culture.
We don't have a limit on age, body size, or looks. It includes
So
anyone in the
only
rainbow
people
community.
who identify as Fa'afafine are able to compete.
You have to be Samoan.
So that
Fa'afafine
means
though.
someone's not Singaporean Fa'afafine.
And then we have those in Tonga, which are the ladies.
Okay.
And they also embrace, and they have their own pageants.
Yeah.
But then we have also in the Cook Islands, they're called Akavaine, and they also will embrace their community.
Okay.
So we all come under our own personal umbrellas. Yeah.
When is this?
It's in the working. It's going to be history here in Victoria to have the first ever Miss Fa'afafine.
I think it's probably around end of June somewhere. We're not sure, but we'll update you. Mama, is there any last word, especially for our trans youth, or maybe just the one that coming out? Is there any advice for them?
All I say is, look, you are valid, you are seen, and if you do need help, don't be shy to reach out, because there's more services, more people available now that are here to support us. While back then it wasn't as much.
Thank you so much, Mama, for being here with me, for being on Trans Fabulous, because yes, you are. My name is Sasja Sÿdek, and you are watching Trans Fabulous. See you again soon.